Hello everyone. So we are in a beautiful city of Gandhinagar and today we are at the wonderful facility of Studio Carbon and we have the co-founders of Studio Carbon who will be taking us through their studio and the kind of cool work they are doing. Let's start with Swapnil Soni. He's there. Swapnil, thank you so much for having us here, man. And we are meeting after what?
It's been a couple of years.
It's been a couple of years.
Welcome to the Studio Carbon India. Let's go inside. So this is our facility here in Gandhinagar, and this is the in-house facility for the parking, and you can see our upcoming garden. We call it Eden.
Eden.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you can see, this iconic staircase. This is something very close to our heart also.
Yeah.
While studying in NID, we had this spiral orange staircases, and this particular design we actually selected and manufactured here from the Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad itself. It was completely procured. So we wanted it to be something, very vibrant and also something like distinguishable. Okay. So if you will see when you will just walk around here, this is the first thing actually you notice, and a lot of people actually just come here, and it is also icebreaker for us.
Yeah, that's true actually. When I was coming, no, all the houses were looking like normal houses or industry buildings, blocks. But then when I came here, I could clearly see that there is something vibrant and colorful here. So maybe something related to creative industry. And then I saw the logo, of course. So
it's also a lot of fun.
I can already see so many trophies there. Can you just walk us through that?
Yeah, so I think it's been 6 years we started this journey. So throughout the 6 years, I think we've bagged around 17 awards or so.
Wow.
The recent one being Forbes 30 Under 30 that you can see here. And the other ones are India's Best Design Studio 2021, 2024, some international awards like Golden Pin, IF Design Awards. And yesterday we received the Design It Award from Korea.
Wow.
And another Golden Pin and the Lexus Design Award and many CI awards here that you could see. So yeah, these are some of them. Some of them are certificates, so we have it inside.
Yeah. Amazing. That's quite something, and actually it tells you unknowingly that how cool work you guys are doing already. 6 years you said, right?
Yeah.
So can you take us through your journey? Like how did the studio came to life? What was that initial starting point when you decided that okay, we want to do something like Studio Carbon?
So it will take us back to almost 2018.
2018, okay.
Yeah, so we were all master students. There are these smaller conversations about we should do something of our own, bubbling up everywhere here and there, like pockets of conversations happening here and there. And suddenly one day it erupted as a bigger conversations among the larger group. So then we are a batch of 16.
16, okay.
Master students from NID product design. So 16 of us sat together and started discussing we should do something together and we should name it something, and then let's be serious about that. And all of those conversations were happening. And what it could be, we had many ideations around that. And later with many meetings, meeting after meeting, 9 of us came together to say that, okay, we are too damn serious about this. Let's actually incorporate a company and start doing this. So that's how we started our first step. And we iterated on many names and then finally came down to the name of Studio Carbon.
Okay.
And then we started our journey from there.
So this all happened when you were doing your masters at NID?
Yes, second year. Still haven't finished our graduation project. So we are still 1 year away from our...
So basically third semester, somewhere during that time?
Fourth semester.
Fourth semester. And during that time, because you guys are postgraduate students, I have done post-graduation from NID and I remember having that anxiety about earning well, what will my parents say, what will my family say, and all those things.
Yeah.
What was those discussions like?
I think for master students, it will be a very different journey compared to a bachelor student. I think the average age would be for a bachelor student, they'd be 22, 23. Still, I feel there is an explorative phase of 2 to 3 years or 5 years they could still take out. But for us, because we were coming from already different backgrounds, work experience of almost around 2 to 4 years or 5 years for some. So we were already aged around 28, 29, and then family has some expectations set around all of us. And then suddenly we saying that, okay, we'll start this journey which also is a journey to ambiguity. We don't know what will happen next. So are we going to earn? Are we going to have enough projects? How to get more projects? How to work on projects? How to deliver them? No clarity. But the hope was that all of us are in it together. Like everybody became a cushion for each other.
Okay.
So that way we were always confident. I am confident that, let's say, someone else is there, somebody else is confident that I am there in this journey with them. First 2 months, to be very honest, was very difficult. No clients, no projects, nobody even opened doors for us at all. So we went through a lot of no's to get to our first yes after almost 2.5 months of rejections, continuous rejections. Almost, if I estimate, it will be around some 1500 to 1600 no's, after which we got a first yes. So
1500, 1600 no's.
Yes, roughly that. So we are calling, cold calling, mailing, doing everything, introducing. Our first portfolio of studio was a portfolio of everyone put together in one form. So which obviously looks like a student portfolio. So it didn't open doors for many, but luckily, slowly, we did smaller gigs to actually doing now crazy work, space satellites to brain-computer interfaces. So that's the journey overall.
Wow, very inspiring journey for sure. Now, as you said, from satellite to all those deep tech projects and all, and let's get inside the studio. Actually, this is just the starting point, and I think we are already getting inspired with so many stories here.
Yeah, so this is generally our smaller discussions, pockets of discussions happen here. Most of the creative work happens inside. So you come up from the staircase. So this is the first floor. The whole of first floor is the creative space. The whole of the ground floor is all, you will see more a startup like feel there, where we have another wing, which we call it as Carbon Ventures.
Carbon Ventures.
So Studio Carbon is a design studio. Carbon Ventures is a venture studio where we create companies. Like I mentioned, we are an integrated design studio. We can take ideas to market. So we can create digital products, we can create physical products, we can create brands, and we know how to take them to the market.
Wow.
So now when we know the whole journey, we thought, why not actually put this in some form and see how it will pan out, like an experiment or a more serious experiment. So that was Hyperlab, and luckily Hitarth came in, and then with his leadership and everything, the team has actually fueled and moved forward much farther from where it is now.
Just for everyone's reference, Hyperlab was recently showcased in, they went to Shark Tank, they also got a deal there. So it was something, that is sort of a validation that whatever you guys are doing is making a difference. And Hyperlab is, I think, just one part of your entire ecosystem. So let's get inside your ecosystem now. I see so many brainstorming points here. So do you guys do brainstorming here?
So there are these glass panels that you see. So nobody, like if you have a child, you will never stop them from drawing on any wall. So we don't want our carbons, what we call them as.
Oh really?
So we call everyone, including all of us, as carbons.
That's cool.
So we don't stop any carbon from sketching anywhere. We could always replace something, but we never stop. For example, these glass panels, they always write on it or make it dirty. It's okay, do that. And second thing we have noticed is there is a restriction on walls that they are not able to draw. So we thought, well, let's remove that. So if you look there, also this is thanks to Praveen Nahar. We went to his cabin one day, and then he has this wall painted, which is very glossy. Then we asked Praveen, what is this? He said, this is like a whiteboard, but for a paint for a wall.
Okay.
He gave us the contact, and then we painted, like if you see there is a slight differentiation there.
Right.
So this area you can erase, sketch.
Oh,
do
okay.
anything.
So you can erase with a duster or something like that?
Yes.
Oh, nice. This is where all of you sit now?
Yeah. So right now we don't have any cabins, if you have noticed, or even any cubicles. Because let's say, for example, on this desk itself, here Swapnil sits, there Shubham sits, who are the co-founders. And here there is another person, like one of the carbons called Mallika, and some other person sits here. So it's a very flat, no hierarchy kind of situation. So wherever we are discussing projects or talking to clients, they are all involved in all the projects.
Okay.
And everyone is leading one or the other project.
How big is your team now?
So right now we are around 40.
40 designers.
40, yes. Different kinds of designers plus engineers.
Is it just an ID studio, or your ID as in industrial design, or is it a combination of so many various verticals of design?
If I put it simply, just for bifurcation, industrial design, communication design or graphic design or brand design, and your UI UX design, which is web applications, mobile applications, and websites. And apart from that, a lot of strategic work we also do, systemic level works that we talk about in NID. We rarely get to do those projects outside, so we cherish that here, that we also get to do such projects.
Cool. So I'm already getting very excited. Can you take us through one of your projects?
Nexstem is a BCI company. Like they
BCI, what is that?
So BCI is brain computer interfaces.
Brain computer interfaces. Okay.
So if you take Neuralink, it's a invasive device, like where they implant something, but we are going this route of non-invasive, where you can capture and understand brain from outside itself.
Okay. So invasive as in what we see in Neuralink. So they are inserting the chip and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
This is non-invasive, where you are directly putting electrodes on the scalp and analyzing the brain and also interacting with the brain and communicating. And there is a two-way communication that you can establish with this. So ideally, we started with setting up the EEG platform. So you see this headset. When this started, it was quite open, and there are very few players in the whole world altogether who want to get into BCI. So we understood there are a lot of complexity that is working on these things. Consider none of our head sizes are same. And when you want to launch a device, you can't have, as a startup, multiple devices or like multiple sizes. If you go in the industry of anything like headwear, you can have like small, medium, large. But imagine you are a neurologist, or if you are learning this mental clinic or something. All these mental wellness clinics will be getting diverse people. So each of their head sizes are different, and they can't have 3 different SKUs or something. So we have to make one size fits all headset. So that is the first thing that we had as a problem statement as well. And also the network of electrodes that we have to map. So imagine this, like in the current brain activity, you to start with, you can take signals from any part, but to understand brain properly, you have different zones, and each of these electrodes layout, we're covering maximum of those zones.
Wow.
So and it is scalable. It can fit male, female, small heads to large heads. So all percentiles of head sizes are covered in this. Close to the competition, like this is from the client end. How they achieved is existing competitors having 100 samples per second, where these people are giving 10x, like 1000 samples per second, which is, I think now was like when this project started in 2019, it was like that case, and still no one is up to that. Like hardly people cross 250 samples per second. So in the technology wise, this has like a great advantage and sophistication.
Actually, it's looking very futuristic, and actually when you put it on your head, it sort of felt complete. So it was not looking as if some ridiculous looking thing is sitting on your head. It was looking very futuristic actually. This was looking like a Star Wars kind of a stuff which is going on your head. So very interesting form, and I can see all that adjustment which you are providing, so it can accommodate all the head sizes.
So the applications are endless now. They opened up this Pandora's box. Say a musician who want to compose music directly from the brain, he can connect his instruments with this device. Or to the extremes, like to start with, a paralyzed person, like take Stephen Hawking. The way he communicates is he looks at the screen and communicate with one single word or like letters. But with this device, the possibilities are like you can directly speak from the mind. So you can just connect this application that these people are developing, and you can communicate with any people without opening up your mouth. And for cool stuff like gaming, you don't need to use the joystick. There is nothing like in this now. So this is the next interface. That's why we're calling this brain-computer interface.
Crazy sci-fi stuff, man. This reminds me of that one particular episode from Black Mirror, that I think that guy will be neuroscientist or something, who will have this headgear and he can understand what the other person is feeling or understanding.
I think that could be the future, where we can communicate to each other without even noticing, or where I can understand what you're thinking.
Fantastic stuff, man. That is crazy.
Yeah.
So now that I understand what kind of cool things are happening, can you take us through another project of yours?
I think instead of another project, I'll show our venture Hyperlab, where we built a product from ground up, like understanding, researching, like injection molding, everything was covered in this.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
fascinating.
Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to Carbon Labs. I'll introduce to Hitar. He can run you through the Hyperlab.
Hi, Atar.
Hi.
So nice to finally meet you. I have been hearing a lot about you guys. So finally we are here. So I am very happy. Thanks for having me here. Please tell me what is Hyperlab?
So basically, Hyperlab is working towards making sports tech available for all. And we thought that what are the few things which are missed in measuring metrics for sports, and that's where we realized that reflex and agility is something which is not at all taken care of, or there's no way to measure it. And that's when we thought that let's create something in that domain. And Helios idea right. It is basically combining both virtual and physical world together, where virtual targets are given to you where you're supposed to go, and once you reach that, it gives you another target.
Wow.
And all the algorithms, all the calculation happens, and it gives you a crux of what exactly your reflexes, your agility, your cardiovascular health, or fatigue level is like.
So I'm very excited to see the product, and if you can give me a quick demo,
For
it
sure,
would be really
yes.
nice.
So the whole device is connected and controlled through the application itself.
Okay.
You have a preset of drills that you can do for any of the sports. We'll do a very small drill, lateral to and fro.
So you have an app.
So you have to select who is going to play it. So
Okay.
all the data can go in that athlete's profile.
Okay.
If you don't have any idea of where the points are going to be, you can give a high five to the product to understand or to get a preview sort of thing.
Okay. So it's
So-
moving, and then you just have to follow it.
So this is basically a preview sort of thing where no data is getting recorded.
Okay.
If you think that you already know the drill, you can start drill directly. So this won't detect unless and until I go to that point. That was a preview. Even if you cut from anywhere, it won't detect. You have to go to the point. So there is no chance of you manipulating the device for the data thing.
So this entire tech is kind of homegrown, developed here.
Yes.
You guys have worked on.
So the thing is that this sort of system does not exist, and we got patent on the system itself.
Crazy. So can I just try once?
Yeah.
So how? So
Long press on the. Yes.
oh, so I need to.
Huh.
Oh shit! It's moving very fast. So basically, I just have to.
The
follow.
faster you go, the faster.
So
device.
it's working. It's making me work very fast. So it
So-
will help me with the agility part.
Agility part. So there are two things. Reflexes are something which is practiced in this zone. So there is a mode for reflex now.
So this shows the live data,
Uh,
and you can further go into analytics by going into your account. So this shows very basic data.
okay. So all that data will be captured, and it will help me to grow as an
Furthermore,
athlete, to
yes.
get better at it.
Yes.
Nice, very innovative stuff. I can see a smaller version of it. Is it?
So the thing is that this version, we got so many feedbacks in terms of the pricing, because this sort of device does not exist. There was nothing to compare or benchmark the product to. And that's when people started giving their feedbacks that if something of this sort, much smaller in size and much affordable, come or exist, then it makes much more sense for all of us. And that's when we started making the second version. It is half the size of the first one, 10x faster, and I guess more accurate than this thing.
More affordable also probably.
Much more affordable.
So because you were recently featured at Shark Tank, I'm very curious to understand how was the experience, what happened.
I think the whole storyline and everything, the way we wanted to communicate it to all the end users, that there's something called reflex, there's something called agility on which you are supposed to work on. That got conveyed very nicely, and people actually who were aware of it showed their interest by getting the device, and more awareness of the company was, I guess, the main point of being on Shark Tank for us. That we started getting recognized that there's a company called Hyperlab which is working in this domain for sports. Then multiple people who have multiple ideas started coming in saying that can we do this for the sports. So all of that just snowballed the whole thing.
Now that we have spoken about this entire journey, this entire product, everything is very, very inspiring, I must say. Now, quickly, if you can take me to your initial times when you got to know about Studio Carbon. What was that initial discussion like? How did you think about there can be this product which can be manufactured, and
Right.
what was that initial? Can you take me through that?
I actually gave my portfolio in Studio Carbon just to get criticism, because when our batchmates were applying for in Studio Carbon, there was a mail which came that work on this first and then come to us. So we thought that this is something which people are actually looking at the portfolios. They are able to, they are understanding that what we are doing, and they're able to figure out that what went wrong. And I thought that I'll also apply just to make sure that what things are missing in my portfolio, I'll just get a review of it. And I got a call from Kanta. I think all of the co-founders were very much into sports. We figured out that let's work in the domain of sports, because there's no one right now combining both tech and sports on a consumer level. Everything is very commercially applied. Just to have idea, like a AI camera tracking Ronaldo or Messi and then analyzing what is happening. But those things are very much on the side of elite or professional athletes. There's nothing which combines both sports and tech together for a consumer. And that's when we thought that let's dig into this thing, sports as a domain. First few ideas were very basic, but because of continuous interaction with Chrissy and Kanta, new ideas started rolling up. Imagination also started rolling up, and what we understood was that we can take inspiration from multiple things which does not exist right now, but like a speculative design sort of thing. And that's when a YouTube video popped, cat playing with laser dot. And we thought that
I have seen that video.
yeah. So why not we start playing with laser dots too, but with data ka integration. The first part was to get the idea. Second part was to execute it. And that's when Chahil also entered. He joined the team. We made our very first prototype. And that's when all of the co-founders, Studio Carbon, everyone thought that yes, there is some scope. If we go on in R&D, then there's potential chances of getting a good output out of that. So I guess the first prototype just built the trust around the product that we were developing.
Wow, amazing, inspiring story to see all this validation coming with your sales, getting there featured on Shark Tank. All those things are amazing. I think it's just a start. As we said, the possibilities seems limitless. So all the best
Thank you so much.
for everything. All the best, guys. And again, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
I think I'm gonna be visiting very often now because this place has given me so much inspiration. Certainly looking forward to catch up with you guys again.